Oh, me. Good morning. Good morning.
We're sitting here chit-chatting away. And I look at the time and it's 7:46. And Jason said, that 5 minutes went real fast. So sorry we're a minute late, but we were just chatting amongst ourselves. How are you guys this morning on this November the 11th? Supposed to be 7:45 a.m., but it's 7:46 a.m.
Central time.
Central time. I no longer say Central Standard Time.
That's right.
Coffee in tow.
Coffee in tow.
So I don't know how somebody that sells coffee gets out of coffee, but we're out of coffee.
Almost
Not
out.
completely.
Opened up our last bag today.
Not completely, because we have a bag of dark roast. And while we aren't dark roast connoisseurs, it seems like the people that want the dark roast, that they know what they want. That's all they drink is dark roast. So we had a bag of dark roast. We opened it up. We made coffee the usual way. And I must tell you.
You like it, don't you?
I really, really like it.
It's good. It's really good.
I'm impressed. It's a little bit different, but it's welcoming different.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Also this week we did run out of pumpkin spice coffee, but it is back.
It is back.
It is back. So if you went to the website and saw that it was sold out, Ryan the roaster has been wide open and he has got it back.
Good deal.
Yep.
Good deal. So we'll run that through the end of the month, providing we don't sell out again, because once it's gone, it's gone.
That's right.
So y'all keep Ryan busy. And if you're not a normal dark roast fan, I mean, I'm telling y'all, I'm impressed. You may want to try it just for a little something different. It's not so different that it will turn you off by all means. What are you doing?
I had something I needed to write down so I wouldn't forget.
Oh, okay.
Whoo! Y'all, so yesterday was a 70% chance of rain.
Yeah.
And y'all know we need it, as I think a lot of people need it. I think we're going on close to 3 months with an inch or less.
Yeah.
Not including the prior months. It's been crazy drought here. It was cloudy and it misted rain all day. And every now and then we get a little harder sprinkle. But I was so disappointed yesterday. I mean, it didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, we took a trip to the big city, Alabaster, Alabama. And I needed some irrigation hose so I could finish the irrigation system in the fruit orchard. And I dug around and looked, and I had to see where my irrigation stopped so I could measure. And, the ground looked soaking wet. But when I scratched that mulch back, it was as dry as a desert. And I was so disappointed. But it looks like last night while we were asleep, we ended up getting not quite a half inch of rain, which is awesome. I wish we got more.
And it's sprinkling right now.
Sprinkling right now. So we may hit that half inch mark.
I hope so. I was looking at the future, which you tell me to not do.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to quit about 1 o'clock.
I will take it. I will take anything we can get. If it just sprinkles to 1 o'clock, I'll be happy.
So that 70% yesterday, well, we didn't leave early in the morning yesterday to go on our adventure. We left a little after lunch, wasn't it? So I had been wanting to clean the barn out and waiting on rainy days. I told you I was going to fold clothes, but that didn't happen. I decided I was going to clean the barn out, and I needed the tractor to shovel things from point A to point B, meaning old barn, new barn, vice versa. And it was raining so light that it never hindered what I was doing. I had a rain jacket on. I had a hood on just to keep my hair from getting soaking wet, but I was still able to carry on just like.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And funny thing yesterday, so I was actually editing the kids video, which is going to come out later this morning. I was editing the kids video, and this was around lunchtime. And I heard you ask me, did I want to go to the movies later that day? And we had to run to Lowe's and get some stuff. And I said, why can't we go now?
He did. I was wanting him to finish editing. And he said, Brooke, it's not going to be that bad. I don't have that much to do. Let's just go ahead and go right now.
I just wanted to get out of the house and get just.
And by the way, I wasn't even watching the movie. I just, it's just kind of a need to get away.
Yeah.
Hadn't been anywhere in a few weeks since Florida.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted, I feel like I needed to take a little break.
So y'all did just that.
We did.
Y'all went and saw a movie that you had been wanting to see.
The new Marvels movie that came out.
And I needed to do some shopping. That's what I needed to do. I just felt the need. There was nothing I needed. I just needed to do some shopping. So I dropped them off at the movies and I get started. Well, actually, Jason and I went to Lowe's together with Mary Carl before the movie.
Yes.
Because I didn't know exactly what drip tape to get. So with the Lowe's part out of the scenario, I'm on my own. I could go anywhere I wanted to go.
And tell them where you went, Brooke.
So
you went shopping for.
So my first stop was TJ Maxx. And y'all know that's my favorite store, TJ Maxx. So I
have a new favorite store though.
So well, that's coming. So I spend, 30 minutes or so in there and I exit with absolutely nothing.
Oh goodness.
I don't know how I did that, but I exited with nothing. And I'm going to tell y'all, I don't know if people are Christmas shopping or what's going on. I decided that maybe they're off work because Monday's a holiday. Maybe they got Friday off too, because places were packed with people, and it was during normal business hours.
The movie theater it was more crowded than usual.
So I couldn't figure out what was going on. Nonetheless, I left empty-handed, and I said, "Well, this can't happen." So I go to Home Goods, the sister store, and I actually, by this point, I had some things that I needed. I wanted some Christmas wreaths for the barn. I was looking for some garland to go on the handrail. Different things that I thought I could actually use. Once again, I found nothing. I found absolutely nothing that I could use. Strike two. So what did I do then? I went to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Mm-hmm.
I walked through there very quickly, found nothing. I didn't need anything in there. I was really looking for Mary Carl, but I'm going to tell y'all the prices were much higher than and it weren't TJ Maxx prices, which I just slept from. So I left there. I went to Target. This is all in the same little shopping center area. And I didn't want to leave and go across the street, across the busy street, and have to come back. So I did everything at one time. Went to Target, y'all. Had a buggy. I even went to the food section. I bought nothing.
Nothing.
Not one item. Matter of fact, there was a gentleman and his wife, and they had some fairly heavy items, and I passed my buggy off to them because I knew halfway through my going up and down the aisles, I wasn't going to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they were appreciative because they had their arms full.
Right.
Gave them their buggy. Guess what that meant? I needed to leave because, if I did find anything, I certainly didn't want to tote it all the way through the store. So I get in the car and I start thinking, I haven't spent one dime, and they have been at the movies and let me shop. There's this new little store right down the way that I offered to go in before the movie, and it's called Cookie Crumbles.
Crumble.
I believe it has an S.
No S or E. It's just the L.
Did y'all hear me? Cookie Crumble.
And this is a chain that's kind of popular, I think, in bigger cities, and so this was new to us country folks.
Well, I knew it existed, but I still didn't know anything about it. So something new makes us all a little, little not so fuzzy feeling inside because you don't really know what to do once you get inside.
Yeah.
So I park and I go inside and it smells scrumptious upon entrance. And I figure out real quick that it's a kiosk ordering system. I said, "Oh my gracious!" Y'all know I don't do well with electronics, but there's a digital type menu with pictures of different cookies, and it's 6 different cookies.
Yeah.
I don't think I could possibly name them all, but some such as salted caramel cheesecake, which I knew Jason would like. Boston cream pie, which I knew I would like. Pink confetti something, goodness. Which I knew Mary Carl would like. This leads me to believe that I might need one of each. So I go to the kiosk where somebody else is using the one next to me, and it's so simple. I thought, oh, this could get dangerous, because you simply enter, do you want 1 cookie, 4 cookies, 6 cookies? And so, of course, I enter 6 cookies. Well, then you make your selection. It's got big pictures of the cookies, and all you do is touch it. And so I touched one of each one. And they have some little cookies on like display right there. And then they have these big giant cookies. So I didn't know what I was getting. I just knew I was getting 6 different cookies. And so you can see them in the background. They're making these cookies, and it's, oh my gracious. I mean, I'm just like a little, I don't know what you describe it, but I was so giddy just watching it all take place. And she says, "Did you have a call in, or did you order on the app?" And I said, "No, I just placed my order right here." So she goes over and she gets a box and she puts them in there, and I can see on the thing there's names, and they have checks by them when they've been fulfilled. Well, one guy came in and he got his box and he left with it. He obviously ordered on the app.
Yeah.
And so I'm still kind of confused, thinking, how does this work? She boxed my cookies and she says, "Brooke," and I took them, and I am not going to tell y'all a story. I opened the car door, I set them on my console, and I took a bite of all 6 of them. All 6 cookies, and they were the big ones.
They were big,
which I was so completely satisfied
with. They were
with.
Huge.
My car was smelling scrumptious. They were at the movies, and I thought, should I eat all 6 of them and not tell them that I went to the store, or should I let them have some? But I was so excited about this new to me.
New to us.
Yeah. New to me. I had not spent a dime, and I spent $24 on 6 cookies. $24. If y'all don't know me by now, I'm tight. I don't spend $1 that I don't have to, but I spent $24 on 6 cookies.
And this will be,
and it was the best $24 I ever spent.
They were delicious. They were, you were right. The cheesecake one, the salted caramel cheesecake one, was by far my favorite. But I was shocked because my second favorite was the one you got, Mary Carl, that had pink icing and sprinkles on it.
Which she hasn't had a bite of any of them yet. We're into the next day, okay?
Yeah, we
and
are
she
into the next
hasn't had
day.
a bite of any of them.
We did eat a lot of popcorn. Me and her did yesterday.
I don't care. I don't care what you ate.
I couldn't eat a whole cookie either. I just took a bite.
I could have eaten all 6 of them, and y'all would have never known. But here's what I liked about it. Okay, so it said under the description that the Boston cream pie was chilled or whatever.
Yeah.
And I believe the salted caramel was chilled.
Yeah, the cheesecake was chilled.
So here's what I noticed when I got in the car. I didn't really pay attention to where the cookies came from because I was just amazed at the whole process. But when I bit into like the fudge brownie or whatever it was, it was warm on the inside. It wasn't like warm to the whole cookie didn't fall apart or anything. Just the inside of it was warm.
It was still warm when
I came and got
out of the movies. Yeah.
That was impressive to me. Now, I did take the box to Mama, and she had a bite of all of them last night. So don't think that I ate that much of all of them. I imagine when you looked at them this morning, you probably thought Brooke ate a lot of cookies.
Somebody's been going at it. Look, there's Miss Carrie Gibbs on here.
Hey, Miss Carrie. Good morning. But y'all, I have a new favorite store. I've told y'all before, I'm not a fan of the fancy coffees and such as that, but I'm a fan of the fancy cookies.
They're good.
They were wonderful.
They were good. They really were good.
I was totally impressed. Totally impressed. And I have thought of going in there before because I knew I'd seen some people talk about that there was one in Alabaster now and that they were happy, to see that it was there. But I'm telling y'all, I was just a little leery because it wasn't something I was familiar with how to do. I'm familiar now. And we're going back to the movies tomorrow. Not really.
Well, it kind of reminded me of, and it's not here anymore, was the Gigi's Cupcakes.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Gigi's Cupcakes, and they were in Prattville, and they're not around anymore. At least not in Prattville. I'm sure the business is still around, but
I actually like the cookies better.
I do too. It wasn't as sweet.
It was just the perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
Everything about it was perfect to me. There was not one complaint.
It was good. I
could have eaten all 6 of them and they never would have known about it. And Mary Carl wouldn't have cared anyway, because I'm telling y'all, she hasn't had a taste of it. And how do you do that? How do you do that?
She hadn't had a taste of it yet.
And she asked me for food when we got home last night.
Did you?
You and I didn't eat anything because we had eaten a big lunch.
Yes.
But she ate dinner, but she still didn't eat any cookie.
Huh.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I liked hers the second best.
I liked it as well.
Because it's cream cheese icing.
It is. And it's very good.
It's not like, I was thinking like donut. You get a
right
donut with the pink icing and the sprinkles.
It's just.
That's the icing I thought it was going
to
be.
I know y'all wish I wouldn't have talked about these cookies. But I had no choice. I always share y'all things that I like. So I told Jason this morning that I needed to go to town.
Yeah.
I've got to get some chicken feed. I've got a prescription for Mary Carl's allergy medicine I need to pick up. Because Monday's a holiday, so we need to make sure we got everything done. Mm-hmm. And this was his quote. The cookies are going to be gone when you get back. This was last night. And I told him, I said, no, they're not, because I'm going to eat them all before we go to bed.
Yeah.
The cookies are still there. I started to bring them down here, but they're so annihilated.
Yeah.
No, the bites are, there's like, you can see teeth marks in them.
Looks like we had a giant rat down here last night eating a cookie.
Somebody said a raspberry tastes like a giant Pop-Tart.
Oh, goodness.
Tastes like a Pop-Tart. But I saw, I don't know how many, I'm going to have to check this out. I don't know how many flavors they offer, but I could see pictures of like a key lime one and certain different ones. So my goal is to try everything they offer.
It's like different days they had different ones?
Guess so. I don't know if it runs for a week or a day or what, how it works. I'm about to find out though. I was very, very impressed.
Cookie crumble.
Isn't it Veterans Day Monday?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody said, what holiday is Monday?
It is Veterans Day on Monday. Yes. That's when it's observed.
That's right. That's right.
It is. Oh, me. I guess it's going to be probably nasty today. I don't foresee us working on the fence today.
I foresee me continuing on the barn.
Inside the barn.
Yep. I'm on a mission to try to get some things straight. Our old barn is a disaster.
Yeah.
I can't do anything with it until I get at least one thing accomplished. And I've decided as of yesterday that I think the garage would be better.
I'm wrong. You're wrong, Brooke. Veterans Day was observed yesterday, and that's the reason why it was so crowded. I knew today was Veterans Day, but I thought it was observed on Monday.
It was today, but I thought it was always observed on Monday.
But they're saying it was observed yesterday.
Okay.
So that makes sense as to why
there were so many people.
There were so many people yesterday.
Okay. Well, I knew November 12th was 11th was Veterans Day, but I didn't know.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's why there were so many people out.
So many people. Yep.
Well, I get to go back Monday. Anyway, about the barn. I decided that as I'm picking up tools in the barn, because we've obviously been working on the fence. So all the tools that we use get put in the barn, but they're still not in any order. A lot of tools are in the garage.
Yes.
And you know what we do? for the most part. When we're at the barn, we run back here to get a tool to take it back to the barn.
You're right.
So I've decided, as of yesterday, I asked Jason, did he think that it would be a good idea if we moved all the tools from the garage to the barn? And he agreed. So I think this is going to be a good thing because we've got deep freezers in the garage that can go on the back wall where the tools are now, and my car can go, have a little
more space.
A little more space.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Then definitely that's going to be a 2-man job.
Yeah, I thought about doing it yesterday. The bucket of the tractor is obviously what's going to be used, but I almost think we would do better with the forks.
Yeah, definitely need to put the forks on there.
And I'm getting low on gas on the tractor, so
when you
as
run
many jobs as I have to do. Well, I told you I'm going to town anyway.
That's what I'm saying. When you run to town, you can grab some gas. I guess.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. But
or diesel fuel.
My plan is to get at least the new barn completely straightened out. I want to know where things are. It's so frustrating when you're trying to work and you don't know where the tool is that you last used because you were so tired and you just put it in there and you can't find it. So I think if we have a place for everything, now it may not happen.
Well, we actually have 2 places to put tools, and that's what we've been doing.
Yeah. So if we have them all in one place, I think it's going to work out better.
I agree.
And it's probably not going to get done today. I mean, finalized. It's going to be an ongoing project, but once we get the new barn straight, then we can work on the old barn and kind of start
going from there.
Yeah.
Going from there.
Yeah. I decided to quit looking at the big picture.
That's what I always tell you to do.
Well, I know, but I was trying to, straighten out the garage and get everything out of that while the barn was a mess. And I got to take it one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
So the new barn is it. I'm focusing on it.
Our Brown Farmhouse said that straightening out the barn seems a lot of fun.
Well, come on. I'll go pick us up another. Well, they got a big family, so I'm going to need to get a dozen cookies. And we will get to work. We will get to work.
That's funny.
Somebody said the barn is a tad messy. We know that.
Oh, we know.
Work hard.
Trust me.
When you work hard and you're tired at the end of your day, then, things don't get put back where they need to.
No, not at all. Not at all. And plus, too, there are some things that needed to be done in the barn that just been put on the back burner. And
we just finished putting the shavings in the stalls.
Yeah.
So, we had things in the stalls because they weren't being used. So those things that were in the stalls got moved out to the middle.
And we had, you put the tin on the walls, and so we had pieces of old tin in there.
Plus, we've got a refrigerator where it doesn't need to be, and we've got a stove where it doesn't need to be. And we can't do anything with those until we get the floor done in the milk room.
Right.
So it's going to be a process.
And the ceiling fans.
The ceiling fans, they're taking up a lot of space in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
we're going to get it, though.
We're going to get it.
We're going to get it.
I decided the other day I was going to give up.
We're going to get it.
I was going to give up that nothing that I had outside the house was ever going to be straight. I was never going to know where anything was. And I was hanging my head, and I told my mama that I was giving up on my straightness of my stuff. And she said, "No, Brooke, don't give up." And I thought right then, I'm not giving up. I just said that.
Oh, your mom's impression sounds like a Disney character.
Well,
sounds like the princess's mom or
well, she was sincere.
The good fairy or something.
She was sincere to don't give up, and I was sincere when I said I was giving up because I was frustrated.
That's funny.
I mean, there's a lot of time that you have to spend editing, and that leaves me with time to do things that bother me, and that bothers me is not being organized. But we've had a lot going on. I mean,
we always got a lot going on,
and I don't think that's ever going to change. So if I'm looking for a way to have downtime, I can forget that. I just got to work it in.
Well, we did have downtime yesterday.
We did, and that's why I got started.
We needed it. I don't know why that video didn't do that well as the others, but the one where that you follow me around all day. That's exactly what it's like here almost every single day. And, I didn't finish until 10:30 that night when I got through editing the video. So that's
typical day.
That's a typical day. So it's nonstop.
I have to tell y'all something. I woke up this morning and I'm looking in the mirror and you can see all the lines from where my CPAP mask had been. And I thought, I can't do a live with all these lines on my face. And so I got a cold washcloth and I put it on my face and I started to see them disappear when I realized I had one earring in.
Where's the other one?
In the bed. I guess. I hope.
Nugget didn't get it, did he?
No.
You sure?
I'm certain.
What about Goldie?
Nobody got the earring. It was in last night when I went to bed. So it's got to be in the bed. So I just took the other earring out and I'm earringless.
That's okay.
I hope it's in the bed.
It's okay. It's okay.
If it's not in the bed, it's on the floor.
Talking about the fits, and there was a question I saw that kept popping up over and over and over and over again because I showed the side where the neighboring property is, and they have like it's an 8-strand barbed wire fence they had right there. They have right
H there. Strand. What does that mean?
It's 8 strands of barbed
strands.
wire.
I thought you said letter H.
Oh
strand.
No, 8. And anyways, it's got all that privet stuff we got to clean up. There were so many people that said, why don't we let the goats go over there and clean all of it up?
Yeah.
But what they don't understand is that barbed wire is not going to keep goats in. Cows, yes. Cows generally are not near the escape artist as a goat.
Well, across the street is a barbed wire fence, and they have all cows over there.
Right.
And if you guys remember back when, but guess we were building the house at the time. We were building the house and we told the story of a cow getting out across the street. He didn't get out through that barbed wire. He got out because somebody left the gate open.
Yeah.
And with as many cows as there are in this area, all the farmers have barbed wire, but you're not going to see goats in barbed wire.
No, they'll get through the barbed wire. They
will. Even if they cut themselves off, they'll get through.
Y'all will be surprised how low they can get.
Yeah.
And scoot. If a goat was in a limbo contest, they would win it.
Let me tell y'all something. Talking about limbo, we were invited to a birthday party, and it was for a boy that was turning 15 or something.
Oh no, he was way younger than that.
Oh,
no.
Okay, maybe 13. It was Colby, wasn't it?
It was. Let me give you a backup story though to this.
Okay.
This was at the skating rink.
The skating rink.
Now, when I was a kid, and on early preteens, we went to the skating rink every Friday night.
Not me.
Sometimes Saturday nights.
Not me.
And it was a for real thing. I had my own skates. I had my
Down the road.
Oh.
Keep going.
I had my own custom wheels, and I had one red one and one white one, and the white one was called White Lightning, and the red one was called the Red Devil. So those are my wheels. My skates were black with white stripes on it, kind of like an Adidas shoe.
Meanwhile, I'm at home and I can't skate.
Hard. I'm talking about every Friday and sometimes Saturday nights. That's what
Before we ever knew each other.
Oh gosh, I was 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. I don't know when eventually we stopped going, but early. And it was so much fun. Do you need to go get you some water?
I don't know. If my voice comes back, I won't.
It was so much fun. And, you really got good at it. I mean, I was, the same kids would go, and we were all really, really, really good at skating. I mean,
not me.
I'm talking about, really good at skating because you just did it every weekend
repetition
for years.
Right.
And that's where I began my breakdancing too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the backup story to this. Okay. I was, good skater, but then you get older and then you don't skate anymore.
You don't, but you don't lose it.
Well, you think you don't lose it. So this young man had a birthday party and we were invited to it, and it was at the skating rink.
Nick, if you're watching, it's Craig's son.
Yes, and Craig should tell you this story. So Craig was also a skater,
Right.
too. And so I got there, and in my mind, I'm thinking skating is going to be just like riding a bicycle.
Mind you, if we were invited to a party today, he would be worried about breaking his leg.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But back then, this was probably
at least 10 years ago.
No, Mary Carl wasn't born.
She wasn't, was she?
No.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, it's a while ago. So, I'm thinking, put these skates on just like riding a bike. You know, maybe ride it first. You're like, oh, but then you'll get it. It's not. It's not. It is not. It took me a while to get a third of my skating legs back. And I'm talking about roller skating. If you don't, not skateboarding or what's the other one?
Ice skating?
Or we had just like the single, it's like ice skating, rollerblading.
Yeah.
It's this old school roller skating. And y'all, it was rough. And finally, after a while, I kind of got it. So at the skating rink when I was a kid, they always played limbo. And I won limbo probably 80% of the time because I was a little fella. And then I could get where I could go real fast. And the trick to it was to go super fast. And then right before you get to the pole, just drop and just skid under it, you know, basically almost on your knees. So I'm thinking that's what I can do.
They say they're going to play limbo.
Oh, yeah, they're going to play limbo the game at the birthday party. So I'm back in my mind.
A kid's birthday party.
I got my secret weapon, my special move ready. Okay. So when we get down when that bar starts dropping, I know exactly what I'm going to do. It says 1984, and I'm going to go through there, and I'm going to hit it, go under like this, and win limbo, and show all these kids and the mom and dads that, you know, I still got it. So the first comes around, boom, kind of went under it, you're skating, you kind of going under it easy like this, right? About the third time, it starts lowering. About the fourth time, it's there. And I'm like, I'm fixing to have to break the move out. I'm going to break it out because we're getting close. I'm going to break the move out. So here I come. Bah, bah, bah. I realized I can't do it. And I'm fixing to hit. So I'm thinking, well, I'll just grab the bar and just pick it up and hand it to the person. But guess what? They put the limbo bars on backwards. So which means that the bar is like this. Mm-hmm. It's not like this. So when I hit it, the bar's not. So it's like this. The bar can't move. So when I hit it, it was like me going through, like running a sprint in the Olympics, and you get to the end, and you do like that, and the ribbon breaks away. That's what happened. So I'm going boom, boom, boom. And then just boom, bam. Bars go everywhere. I break the whole limbo thing, slap in half. And I didn't drop it like it was hot at all.
And the limbo game has ended.
It was over.
The poor kids did not get to complete the limbo competition because Jason tore it up.
I did. I tore it slap in half. And
broke the limbo.
You should have seen the look on the employee at the skating rink.
It's a wonder we didn't have to buy that stick.
That picked the stick up, and it was like, it was just so much sadness over their face. They were just like, I can't believe this grown man just ripped through our limbo pole.
And all the parents, the parents brought the kids there. They're all standing up in the front because it's only you and Craig that participated.
We're the only adults.
Only adults. It's all the kids.
Did you try again?
Oh, man.
It's all the kids, and the parents are all watching, and everybody's in disbelief. Jason just tore the limbo to pieces.
I did.
But it was on accident. y'all believe? Jeez, my watch is thinking.
Oh my goodness.
It was quite funny. Yep, I'm sure you felt really bad.
Oh, I was more embarrassed than anything.
Well, I didn't. It's a good thing you told the story because I didn't know all that from that perspective. I didn't know about the limbo pole being on backwards.
It was on backwards.
All I just know is that he broke the limbo pole.
If it had been flipped the other way, like it,
like it was supposed to, it would have worked out well.
It would have worked out well,
but it didn't end well.
No,
and there was not a champion. I wonder how long it took them to get another pole.
I don't know.
They probably had one and they were just hiding it. They thought if this guy did it one time, he'll do it again.
They may have extra poles now after that.
Well, they may. Well, no, because that place is now a storage facility.
It's not the skating rink?
No, it's a climate controlled storage.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Man, I remember that. I can remember that place like it was yesterday.
And the thing is, across the street where the bowling alley was, that's climate controlled storage.
Yeah, I knew the bowling alley was turned into climate
control.
But the skating rink had a big disco ball in the middle of it. And then it had, I remember, it used to just have the disco ball, and that was it. And then they upgraded, and they had the lights that come from the center of the disco ball out all the way like this.
Well,
and it kind of went with the music. Oh,
as a kid,
so awesome.
I hated to get an invitation to a birthday party that was at the skating rink.
Did you?
I did, because I couldn't skate, and everybody else could. And so that meant for me, I'm going around holding on to that handrail, just pulling myself around a little bit at a time, or either I didn't go, stayed home.
Do you know what else I remember? And I bet Michael Key remembers this too. Michael, do you remember the Coke machine there? They had a Coke machine there.
It talked?
That talked.
I remember that.
That Coke machine was, they had that Coke machine there for a long, I remember going to there way after being at this, after I quit going.
Yeah.
And that Coke machine was still there.
Was it still there at Colby's birthday party?
I don't think it was there at Colby's birthday party. But it was there a long time after, and it was a talking Coke machine. Of course, you're talking about the 80s, so it sounded
cool
like a robot voice.
Right.
It was like
that. I do remember that.
But
I remember they always had the cake and stuff in the little seating area where the food was served. And so everybody, when it was time to go say happy birthday or sing happy birthday, they didn't take their skates off. They rode their skates over there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, if you get in that area and you're on skates, it was like ice to somebody that couldn't skate.
If you couldn't skate, it was, yeah.
And so that was another reason I couldn't go wish people happy birthday, because I couldn't get in there. There was nothing to hold on to. And I wasn't going to sit down and take my skates off. I'd miss the whole happy birthday singing and cake. I love cake. But I guess I just stayed at home.
Thinking back, we had a race. They had races every night or every weekend. They would shut everything. They had limbo. And then they would later on they would shut it down and we would race. And nobody ever really got hurt. I just don't remember any, which is mind blowing now thinking about it.
Yeah.
But nobody really got hurt that I ever remember. I don't remember the ambulance going out there or anything.
Well, back then, it was just, you're okay. Put a Band-Aid on it. Bones were stronger back then, Jason.
I reckon. I don't know, but it was crazy. I just don't remember anybody getting hurt.
Well,
it was crazy.
I never knew how to skate.
The race that we always won was that the owner had a son, and of course he was like, because he basically lived at the skating rink, and he was just awesome. But the race we always won every time, and you won like a free drink or something from the concession stand, is that I would squat down and I would have this knee up like this. Of course, my foot's flat on the ground because I got my skates on, and this leg is straight out like this. And I would hold this leg like this, and he'd get behind me and push me. And we would near about lap everybody because I had it figured out, hitting the turn and stuff. You'd hit the turn so hard, your wheels would go.
Jason, I'm glad I wasn't drinking.
Oh, man.
Good grief.
It was fun, though. It was fun. I had so much fun at the skating rink.
Well, Mary Carl could skate pretty well. She
She
never
could.
had anywhere to go
She
to
could.
skate, but she skated in the house, and she could get to going pretty fast.
She could go pretty
Meaning, if
fast.
she had had a rink to skate in,
She would have been good too.
she would have been good.
And you talking about the bowling alley. So what happened is that your parents would drop the siblings off at the skating rink. Okay.
Meaning you?
Me and my brother.
Uh-huh.
And this would be all of them, the parents, not just me and my brother. There'd be other siblings together there. But the bowling alley was across the street.
This is back when times were safe.
Of course, but the bowling alley were, kind of like older people smoking cigarettes, shooting pool.
Yeah.
Because they had pool tables there. So the older kids would leave us younger siblings at the skating rink and sneak over to the bowling alley, which they wasn't supposed to do. But that's what the cool older kids would do. They would sneak over to the bowling alley. Yep. And if you got caught, you would get in trouble, but that's what they did.
So they came back before it was pickup time.
Oh yeah, they come back for it's pickup time for sure.
Oh my gracious.
Oh me.
There were girls there too?
At the skating rink?
Or at both, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. There were girls there too.
I just wasn't friends with anybody that went. It was two totally different groups of kids. Even though we lived in a small town, the kids that were the same age had different.
It was.
We went to the movies.
And to me, it was kind of maybe a locational thing because the skating rink was on that side
on
of
the
the
north
town.
side of town.
And to me, that's who went to the skating rink. Was kind of maybe.
Yeah, but the movie theater was a long way from my house.
Maybe so. We
Who
went
knows?
to the movies. We went to the movies a lot too. I got a story about the movies. So we had a little local movie theater, and had a friend of mine that lived next door to me, but his house was still a long ways away. It was Caleb.
Okay.
And so it was like one of the Eddie Murphy movies, which was Beverly Hills Cop or something like that. It was one of those movies, but it was rated R.
Mm-hmm.
And it was rated R because of language, because Eddie Murphy's got a potty mouth, but we didn't tell our parents that.
Mm-hmm.
We were just going to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of our parents dropped us off at the movies.
Mm-hmm. Which is what everybody did.
Everybody did. And I can't remember what the other movie was, but they dropped us off at the movies. And, it was the local movie theater. We've been there hundreds of times, but they wouldn't let us in to watch the rated R movie.
Why? Because you didn't have a parental consent?
Correct. And no cell phones back then.
Right.
So
there was a payphone, and we called when we were done if the movie was over.
But our parents didn't have a cell phone, so if they weren't at home, so we sat outside the movie the entire time, that couple of hours, until our parents come back and got us.
Oh my gosh! Well, I guess there was nothing else playing that you could go see at the time.
Oh me!
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it was funny. Really, really funny. We had a good time though.
That was ugly.
We got a good time.
Yeah, fun times when you think back on different little things that happened in your childhood. Memories mean everything.
Yep.
It's some good, some bad, but just I don't know.
Right.
It's fun to think back. That kind of got me off a little bit. Sorry.
We had a good time.
It did you too, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So, y'all use today to think back on some of your very good old memories.
Yes.
It'll put a smile on your face as it did ours.
Especially things you like to do when you were, a kid and all.
And you forget about some of it until until like you mentioned Limbo. And I thought about the skating story when you and I went to the birthday party and you tore the.
Oh gosh, Michael, I had to say that one for another day.
YMCA locked in.
Yes.
I never did anything like that.
I'll get off on a tangent on that. I was going to say, the website. Y'all might see a few changes on the website upcoming. We've already done some already. So if you see little tweaks here and there, we are tweaking the website. It'll eventually be a big tweak later on down the road. So if you go on there and something looks different or something like that, the one thing we did ended up doing is they had a section that said contact us, and it had a little thing where you could fill out and send it in. But what's happening is we were getting a ton of scams through that system, and it was just clogging up our emails big time. I mean, it was tripling the emails that we would normally get because it was just constant, just scam and spam. So I got Jacqueline to take that off. So if somebody wants to contact us, our email address is there. So you have to go and send us a email, and that has
no more anonymous.
Just a lot. It was just a lot of just scam and spam messages coming through there, and of course you guys would fill them out and have questions, but
for the most part
it was just junk. And so I got Jacqueline to take that off. So if that was something that you guys were using, just send us an email now if you want to reach out to us. But that was one thing I wanted to bring up.
Speaking of Jacqueline,
yes.
Is it going to get you off track if I
Nope,
tell you something?
Not at all.
Okay, so if you guys watched my video, you saw that I have some Celadon Cotornix.
Yes.
Quail.
That's how you say it, I think.
Well, I did the pronunciation before I did the video, but that's not today. So I always said Cortnix, but it's Cotornicus. I don't know. Oh goodness, I got some quail and they lay blue eggs from Jacqueline, and that made me think of it.
Oh goodness gracious.
So anyway, besides the quail, Jacqueline was so sweet.
Oh man.
She had been saving me some really dark eggs to hatch. The Morans. And she forgot them the first time. We went to the little beauty pageant that Eleanor was in, and Jacqueline had the eggs ready for me there, and she forgot them. So she offered the next time we were seeing each other was the next week to bring chicks instead, because we were scared the hatch rate wouldn't be great after the eggs sitting for that long. So, of course, I was thrilled to get chicks instead of hatching eggs, because that meant I didn't have to wait 21 days to see who hatched. I had 4 hens.
And Jacqueline, she sexed them for you.
She sexed them, so I know they're 4 hens. There's no doubt. Jacqueline's the expert. She has 4 hens.
Did she do it with the copper wire?
I don't know how she did it. But she gave me 4 hens, 2 blue and 2 black, and they're the cutest little chicks.
Oh my goodness.
They're so much bigger than the Silkies. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're a full-size chicken versus poor Dee Dee. She wants on that bed.
Oh, I get Dee Dee.
They're a full-size chick versus the Silkies, which are my Silkies are not full-size chickens. But I wanted to show y'all. I tried to find a picture for the video, and I really forgot for Jason to insert it. But this is an actual picture of Jacqueline's dark eggs that I'm going to have added to our color of eggs. You can't really, I don't even know if it shows up well on here.
They're dark.
But y'all, they are beautiful. And of course, during their cycle, the shades of brown will change from really, really dark to a, variation. Depends on where they are in their egg cycle or whatever. But I'm so excited to have those 4 chicks.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I've been meaning to bring that up in a video. And some of you guys may be listening and maybe wanting to know that have chickens right now and may have gotten them in the spring and they've been laying pretty good. And all of a sudden, they're starting to lay a little bit less. And y'all think something's going on, something's wrong. There's something wrong with my feed. Am I doing something? No, you're not doing anything wrong at all, guys. A chicken has a cycle, an egg laying cycle, plus sunlight is one of the biggest determining factors when it comes to egg production.
That's right.
So as these days get shorter and they get later in their cycle, they're not going to lay as many eggs as they were early spring and in the summer.
And even Rachel, our beekeeper, told me, we had dinner with them the other night. She told me that her hens are not laying so well. She's only getting 4 eggs now out of, she was getting about a dozen. So
Yes.
yeah, some people have noticed a significant decrease. We have not yet, but that doesn't mean that we're special or anything. It's just our chickens haven't reached that point. Depends on when you got them, depends on when they started laying and at what point they are in their cycle.
Right. Yep. Perfectly normal. So don't freak out. Don't think you're doing anything wrong. Don't
There's no need to go change your feed.
Don't change your feed. Everything's fine. So they're just gonna slow down a little bit, and then come spring next year, they'll kick it back into gear for you.
Well, that just means that those people that are near us that have those limited eggs this time of year can come to our egg stand and buy eggs from me. Right now, anyway. Maybe theirs will pick back up at the time when mine slowed down.
Yep.
Last year, we had a couple of people that left notes and said that they were so thankful we had eggs out by the road because their chickens had slowed down.
Chickens that slow down.
And once you get used to that fresh egg taste, it's hard to replicate it with a store-bought egg.
That's right.
It's just different. It takes some getting used to.
It does. But I did want to mention that in case somebody on here has chickens or a new chicken owner and they're like, what's going on? And molting too. They're kind of in the molting season.
Right.
And
yeah, you might go in your coop one morning and you think you've had a predator because there's so many feathers that are laying on the ground, but that's just a normal part of a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
They lose feathers. It's called molting. Same with geese. If you look at our pastures out there, it kind of looks like snow, but no, it's not snow. It's just molting.
So I wanted to put that out there. I meant to mention that in a video this week, and we were working on the fencing and just didn't have time to do it. So
somebody say yuck, store bought, but some people feel that way about farm raised eggs. They get used to the store bought eggs, and they don't like the taste of a fresh egg. And to me, that's odd, but you know,
that's right.
It's just your customary taste, what you're used to. Fresh eggs are definitely a different taste.
Yep.
Richer. Is that a word?
That's a word.
Okay.
Richer. That is a word.
For richer,
that
for
is
poor.
A word.
All right. What else?
Tractor. I say I got my. I saw this and I was like, you know what? I ain't worn my tractor hat in a long time.
Well,
maybe this will bring some good vibes on my tractor. So we're waiting on the starter on the tractor.
Yes, and I had 2 calls this week that I missed from a Clanton phone number. And I thought,
did you call them back?
Well, I Googled them.
Oh.
And I found out who they were. One of them was a pharmacist and one of them was a feed store.
Oh.
So I was scared I'd missed a call from the starter guy. I didn't.
Not a starter guy.
No.
So we're still waiting on the starter.
And I hate to say, how you doing on the starter? But I also don't want him to have lost my phone number or something and try to reach out. And
well, he's right beside the Sonic.
Yeah.
So you can say, me and my daughter was just over here at the Sonic getting us a Route 44 on happy hour.
I was fixing to say, I only go to the Sonic between hours of 2 and 4. And that's because their drinks are half off.
And so we were just over here. I was just checking in. No big deal if it's not ready.
And take him some coffee.
Take him some coffee.
It's gonna be an open bag because it's the only one we got left.
I gotta let Ryan know.
You gotta take him an open bag of coffee. I could just take him a pre-made cup of coffee. Maybe that would get him going.
Maybe so.
If I use a cup that keeps it warm, he'll be happy. Better be a cold day though.
Yeah. We had many of them lately.
No, we haven't. I saw that it was like in the 50s this morning, which is unusual compared to what it has been.
I think it's because it's cloudy and wet.
I think you're right. So that means when I go to work on the barn, I need to put a sweatshirt on and a rain jacket.
Yep.
It doesn't rain in the barn, but I need a sweatshirt. Yesterday, I had a rain jacket on, which I needed to take it off because it's not comfortable to wear a rain jacket while you work. I took it off, and then I wished that I had a little sleeve on top of my. Got a little chilly. Got a little chilly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the cats, they love barn cleanup day.
The cats love it. I tell you, those are the sweetest 3 cats, and they get along so well together.
They do. I tried to take a video of them. I opened the side door, and the swing that's in there, I'm sure y'all have probably seen it in the background of the videos. There's a swing in there, and it had backs for the cushions. It went like that, but they have made the back fall down, so it's a double cushion, and they all three sleep on that swing, and it's like. I tried to take a video of them. Of course, when they see us, it's time to come visit.
Yeah.
They can't sit for long, but they're all yawning, and they're wonderful cats.
They are.
Three wonderful cats.
So awesome. They
They
really
all
are
three
great.
have different personalities, of course,
Mm-hmm.
which keeps it interesting. Jason says that Biscuit likes him the best. I say Bramble likes me the best. Just depends.
And Sylvester loves everybody the best.
Yes.
He loves everybody the best.
I got so tickled yesterday because, excuse me, as I was cleaning up, I found an empty box, and I had all my boxes piled up that needed to go out of the barn. And I could see the box moving a little bit, and it looked like it was almost shut. It was kind of like this. Sylvester's up in the box, and he's wanting Bramble to come in and try to get him. And the box was not on very stable ground, so it was doing like this, but he wasn't worried.
He wasn't worried.
He was having a good old fashioned Christmas in the box.
Oh, they a mess now.
They are.
They are a mess.
All three of them together. What else you got?
I was gonna say we've had 3 people this week send us messages and said that they ordered a freeze dryer, but they called it in. They didn't use our link.
Right.
And so if you guys do call a freeze dryer in,
Rather than using
our link, Harvest Right will still give us credit for it if you let us know.
If you let us know.
If you let us know, and then we'll forward it to Harvest Right, and then they'll definitely give us credit for it.
But please don't send a Facebook message, because Facebook messages kind of get lost.
Yes.
Please send an email and just title it Harvest Right.
Yep.
Excuse me, y'all. I need another cup of coffee. Title it Harvest Right and tell us, that you placed an order over the phone.
Right.
And we'll get credit for it.
That's right.
And that's coming from Harvest Right.
Yes.
They did tell us that when, their salespeople have no way to give us credit. So we have to reach out to them personally, Harvest Right, and tell them.
What else?
Oh, goodness.
Any
I
other
hear the
news?
rain coming down a little bit harder.
I know it. It is coming down harder.
And I got to go to town.
And while you're at town,
You're going to eat the rest of my cookies.
I'm going to watch the football because Alabama plays.
I'll be way back before then.
Wait. Alabama plays at 11, and they play the Kentucky Wildcats.
That's right. They play Kentucky.
Yep.
And I guess I'll be at the barn during that time. We have to get you a TV at the barn.
Yeah, we'd have to put a TV at the barn.
Put a TV at the barn, and
because there's another big game today that I would like to see.
I know who it is. Ole Miss and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that from him talking, not because I keep up with football.
Yep, that's another big game today. I think there's several big games today, but we're in SEC country, so.
Well, I started yesterday when I was organizing the barn. I put some little mounting things in for the things that you are used to clean up the stalls.
Yeah.
And I mounted them.
Okay.
But if before that ball game we could get the tools moved,
Okay.
I could.
If it stops raining.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to stop raining before then.
That's the main thing.
Dee Dee's found her a blanket.
I got her bed fixed over here.
Well, she's not going to lay on her bed. So, did y'all finish with your coffee? Because of course I finished mine.
Yeah, mine's gone.
Uh,
Mine's gone.
I could drink another cup, but I probably better not. You already informed me that my cup it holds 2 cups. It doesn't hold 1 cup.
Yeah, this one doesn't hold 2 cups, so I think it's like a cup and a half.
So you deserve another half a cup, but I don't.
I think I'm gonna get me one.
Well, if y'all have a chance to go to Cookie Crumble Cookie, what is it? What is it?
I think it's crumble is all I see because it's the big word. I don't even see cookie, but I guess it's cookies somewhere on there anyway.
Give it a shot, even
That's
if
right.
you don't know how to use a kiosk. I did it, and you can too. And I guarantee you they ain't sponsoring me, and I hope they don't.
Ooh, I know another big game.
I hope they don't.
Michigan and Penn State's today.
Okay.
So that's another big game.
Okay.
Lots of big games today.
So get your cups out. Mine's empty. Hope yours is too. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Maybe if you're in need of rain, you get some because we
Yes.
sure we're getting a little bit. I don't know how much, but we're getting a little bit of rain. And we will be back here on Tuesday at 4:00 if nothing happens. And I guess it's time for you to say,
y'all be good.